let's get on with today's lesson. All right, we're looking at maps and plans, and today we're going to look at plans again. We did have a little bit of plans in the first lesson, but now we're going to go deeper into it. On the screen, you'll see a plan for a small home. All right, and when I say plan, I'm talking about if you were a fly on the roof of your house looking down. Okay, so this view that you are seeing is from above. So they call this a plan view, which means it's from above. So if you took the roof of the house off and you flew over the roof with a drone and a camera, or if you're a bird flying over the roof and you took a picture down into your house, then this is what a plan would look like. Okay, so this is what architects this is what they draw when they're planning to build a house. There's a lot of information here. We'll talk more about it. But this type of diagram, although it is classified as a map and plan diagram, so it falls under this section, they also sometimes incorporate this with a measurement type question. Okay, so you'll see a whole lot of dimensions on this plan here. So there can be some measurement that is incorporated in this type of question. Okay, so all your measurement that you've done already needs to come into play as well. Okay, but we're first going to look at how to interpret this map, what is happening on here. There's a lot of information, but a lot of detail, so we'll go into it, and then we'll start answering some questions. Okay, all right, so I don't know if you can see. Let me zoom in a little bit, and then I'll zoom out when we do the questions. Zoom out. Oops, that's too far out. Let's go back in. All right, I think that's probably the best. A little bit more. There we go. All right, so we got a house plan here. It's a small house, not too big. Okay, I'll just talk about the top and then I'll go down to the bottom. We've got bedrooms here. We've got walls and bedrooms and windows and doors. And then the detail inside each room is furniture and some appliances and some plants. Okay, so in the architectural diagram, they don't often have all these little bits and pieces, but these days, when you can even use software online to help you design a house, and they allow you to add in all the little bits and bobs, the furniture and things like that. Okay, but the main structure are the walls, which is the gray bars here around the edge. Okay, so for example, this over here is a wall, this gray over here is a wall, and here's a wall down here. So all these gray lines, vertical and horizontal lines, are walls. Okay, now another feature that you need to notice on this diagram, this is just interpreting the diagram, is that we have these features over here. They are like arcs, all right, like a piece of the pie, a piece of a circle. Okay, so these are called arcs or segments. And those there, can anyone tell me what those are? What are these arcs over here in the walls of these rooms? Doors. Thank you, Junu. Well done. Okay, these are doors. And most plans of buildings will have these on them. Very good. Okay, so you guys are aware those are doors. And then who can tell me what are these white sections over here in the walls? Can you see them? What are those white sections in the walls? Windows, very good. Yes, those are windows. Okay, good job. And then we see something else over here. What do you think these features are here in the walls? If we've got doors over here.
Is on fire. Like, do you see every time you ask a question, first one to answer?
Good with his fingers on the buttons. All right, very good. Those are sliding doors. Very, very good. Okay, so we've got two sliding doors there, which makes sense because the living room usually and kitchen have sliding doors going out to your garden area or something like that. Okay, so we've got doors, we've got windows. Okay, let's have a look and see if I can see something else. All right, so there's also a sliding door down here, which goes into this little compartment here. So that's obviously like a built-in cupboard in the wall. All right, so it's a sliding door that opens up, excuse me, a built-in cupboard in the wall. All right, and down here we have the laundry. Okay, so there's the laundry, And then we have a toilet over here, all right, or washroom. Utility closet for the laundry where you put your soaps and things like that. We've got a bathroom over here. Whoa, this house is fancy. We've got a sauna over here. Sheepers. All right, there's a saunas down there. We've got bedroom number 2 over here. And we've got a hallway running through to join the bedrooms. We've got the master bedroom. Okay. And then we've got a living room and a kitchen next to each other. Okay, so we've got a living room over here. And then we have a kitchen on the left over here, which looks like a dining area over there. That looks like a dining room table. All right, so that's just orientation around this house. Okay, now also something I want to bring to your attention are the dimensions. So you'll see numbers like 3,5 meters, and then they should be near an arrow, which goes from one point to another. So that 3,5 is for that arrow only. Okay, and that arrow should line up with a wall somewhere. And if I go down from when that arrow ends, it joins up with this gray wall. So it makes a rectangle. So you can kind of break this whole plan up into rectangular pieces. All right, which is useful for measurement. All right. So for example, the living room, if we close this off here and close this off here, we have a living room rectangle over there. Okay, which is useful for measuring things. All right. Okay. So we've got a plan, we've got all the rooms, we've got doors and windows and sliding doors and dimensions on this diagram. And we also have the entry points, all right, the entry passage. So down here is an arrow, which can show 2 things actually. Number 1, the entry into the house, and then that arrow could also be for which way is north, but I think it's probably just for the entry into the house, just to say this is where you enter the house. Okay. We've got plants. We've got a kitchen sink over here with a stove and a sink. We've got beds and tables and plants, and we've got a bath over there and a sink and a basin and a toilet. So we've got all the features described here. Very descriptive drawing. All the information is there. All right. So they'll give you one of these drawings, and then they can ask a whole lot of questions on this. The possibilities are endless. All right. Now, just a reminder, when I present these questions, when I build these questions on the context, this diagram here, whoopsie, there goes my screen. I always try to put a hard one at the end. Okay, so your exams are also set out like that you have the easy questions first and you build up towards a harder one at the end. So usually at the end of the lesson, we deal with the harder one. And this question 5 here of these questions is meant for the grade 11s, grade 10s. You're welcome to answer it, but grade 11s, you should be answering this question 5 over here. So question 1 to 5 is for everyone. Grade 11s, you should be doing question 5. Grade 10s, you're welcome to try question 5. All right. Now, one more thing I want to bring to your attention is that we have a scale for this diagram, which is 1 is to 100. Okay. Let me see if I can ask you a question. Can anyone tell me? It's a trick question. Let's see if you got what units am I working in with this ratio scale here? Can anyone tell me what units I'm working in here? What units is my scale in? I mentioned this the last week, Tuesday, when we did scale. What are the units of this ratio scale 1 is to 100? Anyone?
Now it's crickets.
It's crickets now.
People had so many answers prior.
All right, so we've got a kill with centimeters, Vivone with centimeters. Good, good. User says you must multiply by 100. Yes, good. That's going to come into the calculation. Sakilis says centimeters and meters. All right, I want to come back to that one. Lasedi meters. Gabelo centimeters to meters. Peter says meters. Ayabonga says meters. We've got centimeter to meters. A lot of variation. Very interesting. I love it when the answers are different. Okay. All right. Good. 1 meter on the map represents square meters on the ground. All right, Chiamo, you're very, very close there. Okay, very, very close there. The word square, though, I would change that with a number, and then you're on the money. Okay, so a ratio, let me go up here into some space. I'll take this ratio again. So if we say 1 is to 100, this is the ratio scale for this map. So like Giamo said, 1 centimeter on the map, so this number on the left is the map, is to, or represents 100 of something on the ground. I'm going to write on the ground here, or on ground. Okay. All right. In real life or on the ground, yes. Okay, so we've got a map unit and we've got real life or ground units, okay, in real life. Okay, now the units, people are mentioning centimeters and meters and meters and meters and centimeters and centimeters. Any ratio that gets given to you, like in the standard format where it's just numbers, 1 is to 100 or 1 is to 3 or any ratio. You can even have 4 is to 17. All right. Any ratio that's presented to you is unitless when given, and you can assign any units to it. Okay, that's the beautiful thing about a ratio. All right. So we can assign any units we want to this ratio, depending on what we want to work with here. Okay, now we've got a drawing, a map drawing, and I've got my ruler ready because I'm going to measure certain parts of this diagram. And when I measure on the map, all right, so this ruler is going to measure on the map, I'm going to use centimeters. So you can see my ruler here has got centimeters. So I'm going to use centimeters on my ruler. And if I use centimeters here in the ratio, so for example, 1 centimeter on my ruler that's measured on the map, it must represent the same units on the ground in the real world. Okay, so a ratio, I'll say it again, a ratio is unitless to start with. You can assign units to it. And because on my map, I'm going to measure with a ruler in centimeters, then on the ground, you must refer to the same centimeters. Okay, now, people that were saying centimeters to meters are not wrong because we can change 100 centimeters into meters. Okay, we can convert 100 centimeters on the ground into meters. Maybe we want to work in meters to measure things in the real world. Maybe we want to buy carpeting and they will give you a price for carpeting that's per meter squared. Then it makes sense for us not to work in centimeters on the ground, but to work with meters on the ground. So we'll convert this 100 later on to whatever units we want to work with. But when given as a ratio, we've got centimeters on the left and centimeters on the right. Unless, and we did this in a previous lesson, unless they give you a scale and they say specifically 1 centimeter on this map represents 1 meter on the ground. If they tell you that specifically, then it's centimeters and meters. But without telling you, it's unitless and you assign units to it based on your need in the question. Okay, so I'm going to use centimeters because I've got a ruler with centimeters. And then once we get the ground centimeters, we can convert them to meters. All right, I hope everyone understands this. Okay. All right, let's have a look at the questions. Okay, now you guys are going to do these ones. So I'll help you with understanding the question, but you're going to do the work. So it says the drawing alongside shows a plan layout of a small home. Question number 1, determine the total length of the home in meters. Determine the total length of the home in meters. Huh. Sito, so before we can even finish, has got an answer. The total length of the home in meters. The speed is good, but is the quality good? Sito? Sito Kozile, is the quality good? I hope the quality is good. The speed is fantastic. How long the total length of the home in meters? I'll give you a minute to do this. One's quite easy. Sure, Akil, 4,000 meters is very big, hey? I think you guys are using the scale. I think because I was talking about the scale, you guys are actually using the scale. 4,000 meters is very big, hey, Kill. 400 meters, Tabiso, that's very big. 44. Oh, yeah. I think you guys are using the scale. All right, I'm seeing where the confusion's coming in. All right. Okay, let me show you something. So I was just talking about scale. All right, we might need to use a scale for this diagram. Yes. Oh, I see, Janu. Yes. Okay, so you worked out the perimeter of the home. Is that what you did? You added them all up. Oh, is that what you guys are doing? You're adding them all up. Ah, okay. So the question says determine the total length of the home in meters. Oh, so you think that the words total length means perimeter. Okay. I see where the confusion is coming in. So the total length that the question is referring to here is just the length of the house. Maybe the word total got you guys to start adding everything up. So the word total, I've got it there because you need to add something up, but I just want the length of the house. Just the length, not the perimeter of the house. Ah, I think Lesedi is a little bit closer. That looks a little bit better, Lesedi. That looks a bit better, Karabo. We've got 18 and 11. That looks a bit better.
I was just
Just the
about
length.
to say.
Yeah, it's just the length, Akile. Just the length. Just the length of the house. It's an easy one. Real easy. All right, I've got 11 and I've got 18. I've got 14.5. I've got 20. Cynthia, Jesse. Cynthia, hi. Are you new here? You've been here before?
That name doesn't sound familiar.
No, Cynthia, hi. Welcome. This is your first lesson? Welcome to the lesson. Okay, I'm getting all kinds of different answers here. All right. Okay, let's have a look. So the length that I'm referring to here in this question is to determine the total length of the home in meters. That word length, you've heard it before. For example, in when they say work out the area of a rectangle. All right. Work out the area of the rectangle. The formula for area of a rectangle is area equals length times breadth. Okay, so in a rectangle, this length is the longest line and the breadth or the width is the shortest line. So this length that they're talking about here, Nachiyama realizes, so this length that I'm talking about here is just the length of this house. How long is the house? Okay, so it's not how long are all the walls altogether, it's just how long is the house. So what I'm talking about is what is the length from one end of the house, the longest part of the house, this rectangle, to the other end there. Okay, so that red arrow, that's the dimension I'm looking for there. Yes, the wording is confusing. So math literacy is all about, never mind the math. The math we can do, it's translation of the question. Okay, so this is the length that I was looking for, the length of the house, which means we've got to add up these three portions over here to get the length of the house. Okay, so the length of the house will be, I'll write it down here for question 1. So length, I use a funny cursive L because if I just write a line like that for L, it looks like a 1. In fact, let me use a capital. So L for length is equal to 3,5 meters plus 3,5 meters plus 4 meters. All right, so let's put that on the calculator. So 3.5 plus 3.5 plus 4. All right, 11. There we go. Okay, so it's 11 meters long. The house is 11 meters long. Now, you might think, well, why do they want to know the length of the house? So Vivian is adding 2 of the lengths up to get 22. Well, if you want to put gutters on the roof, then you need to know how long the house is. So you could actually use this length for guttering. I know when they put new gutters on my house, they had to measure the whole length of the house for measuring how long the gutters must be. Okay, not a problem, Vivan. So question 1 is add up all the dimensions. We could do the bottom as well. If you look at the bottom, we've got 2, 1,5. Oh, yeah, these numbers are not correct. This needs to be 0,5, 0,5,
Thokozile says
and
not
1.
using a ruler on the screen.
No, I've got a ruler for those questions where we need a ruler. Okay, don't worry about that. Okay, so the doorway is actually 1 meter long. All right, we might need to use that just now. Okay, so we just add up all the dimensions on the side of the house, and we will get 11 meters. It's 11 meters long. All right. All right, question 2. State. Question 2 says state. So that doesn't look like any calculation. State just means say, put it down. All right, just say what it is. So question 2 says state the dimensions of the master bedroom. All right, state the dimensions of the master bedroom. All right, so I'll zoom in a little bit to the master bedroom. State the dimensions of the master bedroom. All right, you guys can go for it and try that one. State the dimensions of the master bedroom. State the dimensions of the master bedroom. Ah, very good. Very good.
The speed and the quality is good.
Good speed, good quality, and units. Take care.
Yes, never forget the units.
Never forget the units. Very good. All right, good answer. Yes, so we've got a length here of 4,5 meters. All right, why do I say this is the length? Because it's the longer one. And we have a breadth or a width of 4 meters. Okay, so those are the dimensions. All right, how would you write that out? You could write it out in 2 ways. Let me zoom out a bit here. You could write it out in 2 ways. You could say that 4 meters by 4.5. Those people putting times there, be careful. That's going to be a sum that you need to find an answer with, like an area calculation. So the word by is probably better, or you see, I've even put it equals there because I thought I was going to multiply them. Or you could write the answer in this way. You could say L for length equals 4,5 meters. That's the one dimension, and B for breadth or W for width is 4,0 meters. So those are the 2 dimensions of this room. But 4.0 by 4.5 or even 4.0 times 4.5 is not wrong. I'm sure they'll mark you right. Okay. I'm sure that the CDS, I'm sure they'll mark you right if you say that. Okay. We might actually need that when we do a calculation just now. All right. Let's have a look at the next question. Number 3. Determine the number of windows in the house. All right, now I'm going to let you guys stare at the screen for a bit. I'll zoom in a little bit there. Determine the number of windows in the house. We're going to have a whole lot of people pointing at their screens now. I'm actually going to have a look. I'm sure we're going to have lots of fingers pointing at the screen. Nice and easy question. Not too difficult at all. Nicholas, how are you doing there? You're good? Excellent. All right, this should be quick. 10. Very good. 10 windows. I got 9 for a kill. I got 10 over there. Kapua with 10. We've got 8 for Karava, we've got 10 again. All right, so we've got 8, 9, or 10 as a possible answer. Let's have a look. Let's count them carefully. Okay, I'm going to start in the bottom left corner. So I'm going to say a red tick for every window. There's one there. In fact, that's a door. Let's go back. So we've got one there, 2, 3. I'm not going to do these top ones here because those are sliding doors. You guys said there was a sliding doors. I've got 3 there on that side. Then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 by the toilet, and then one teeny tiny little one. I can see why you guys have said 10. Yes, a small one there by the doorway. Usually there is a window there by the door so that when people knock on the door, you can have a look out the window to see who it is. All right, very good. So 10, I think in the exam, they won't have a map with a tiny little window, so it'll be a lot clearer than this. Yeah, but I would say 10 windows. Okay, if we follow the legend of this map, though, there are definitely 10 windows there. All right. So these are the kind of questions that you're going to get real easy. All right. It does get more difficult as you move on, but these are the kind of questions that you're going to get on the map. All right. Question number 3 was 10. Question number 4. Finally, the word I was looking for, calculate. Question 4 says, calculate the area of the master bedroom in meters squared. Calculate the area of the master bedroom in meters squared. All right, there's the master bedroom. Nice and easy. All right, good. Lasedi, Vivan with the units. Very good, Vivan. All right, there we go. Same answer. Looks like you guys have got it. Larata's got 17 and 18. 16. Oh, getting some different answers again. I love it. All right. Nice and easy calculation. No problem, Lasedi. All right, I kill. Good stuff. All right. Nice and easy. Calculate area. We've got we know what the dimensions are of the master bedroom. They've referred to them before. I'm going to zoom out a little bit now. Okay. So question 2 referred to the dimensions of the bedroom. So over here on the side, I'm going to do question 3. So the area of the master bedroom, area is length times breadth. And I've got my dimensions from question 2. The length is 4,5 meters. The breadth is 4 meters, or the width. Multiply together, get the calculator to do the work. 4.5 times 4. Nice and easy, 18. All right, 18 meters squared. Okay. Very good. Any questions so far, guys and girls? If you have any questions, feel free to raise your hand. Talk to us, anybody. Okay. Now, somebody. I have anybody, please. I have a follow-on question to this. This is a little bit trickier. And this relates back to the measurement course we did. Okay. Sometimes you will have to work out an answer in one unit and then be asked to change that unit into a different one. For example, I want you to take question 3 and somehow work out, I want this answer in centimeters squared. Call me crazy. No one sells carpeting or tiles per centimeter squared, but for some reason, Teacher Dell's being fussy and he needs the answer in centimeters squared. Okay, so this is centimeters squared. Be careful with this. Be careful. How on earth are we going to change this into centimeters squared? Be careful. I need centimeters squared. All right, Tebogo, welcome to the class. We've covered quite a bit in this lesson already. What I suggest that you follow on for now, and then after this lesson, they will put the video of the whole lesson onto the Watobe YouTube website. So if you go to YouTube and search for Watobe, you'll see all Watobe's lessons for the week up there. So I think in a day or two, this lesson will come up on the YouTube channel, and then you go ahead and look through the whole lesson. So just follow on for now. We're busy working out some calculations based on a map or a plan, sorry, of a small house. I've just done question 3, which says the area of the master bedroom is 18 meters squared. But now we're trying to work out how do we change the 18 meters squared into centimeters squared. Now, some people are saying, so we need a conversion. You do not need to be given a conversion for this one. This is still working within the metric system. All right, so I need to go from 18 meters squared of my answer for question 3, and I want you to change the answer into centimeters squared. This is tricky. Vivan's trying it out. He's like, so this is just an attempt. Oh, so okay, no, we're not multiplying the windows. So the question 3 was work out the, oh, I see what you're saying. I've missed question. No, we've done question 3. I keep referring to question 3. We worked out 10. This is question 4. Sorry. So calculate the area of the master bedroom in meters squared. That's where there's confusion. Sorry, this is question 4. All right. And we worked out the area was 18 meters squared. But I want you guys to give me the answer in centimeters squared. Okay. So this answer for question 3. This is question 3 down here. This answer of 18 meters squared. Can you convert it into centimeters squared? This is a little bit tricky. If you were in the measurement course, you would have seen me draw a diagram for this. Oh, we're getting all kinds of different answers. I love it. All right. Multiply by 10, that means the number is going to get bigger, but there's a lot of square centimeters in a square meter. Yeah, so we got to multiply, but 10, is 10 the right number? Sorry, we're not going to multiply. We're going to, no, we are going to multiply. We're going to make lots of centimeters squared. But is 10, that's right, Sakita, 1 meter is 100 centimeters. Now you got to use that information to help you solve this. Very good. 1 meter is 100 centimeters. Lebogang, yes. You have a question. All right, Lebogang. Just unmute there. We've asked you to unmute. Just unmute and then feel free to ask us.
I'm trying to unmute, but it's not working. Okay, there we go.
Guys, I'm not understanding anything. Can you please start over?
From question 1.
From question 3, please.
All right. Okay. I'll do question 3. While you guys are trying to work out this little problem, change meters squared to centimeters squared, I'm just going to help Lebogang here. So question 3 says determine the number of windows in the house. And all we did was, if I scroll up a little bit more, then you'll see that all we did was count the windows, which are these little white rectangles. If you can see the screen there, these little white rectangles in the walls are the windows. So we just counted how many there were. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a tiny one by the door. 5, 6,
Okay.
7, 8, 9, 10 windows altogether. So that was question 3. Determine the number of windows in the house. Then question 4 says calculate the area of the master bedroom. Okay. Now question 2 said what are the dimensions of the master bedroom? So the master bedroom is this room over here with dimensions 4.5 meters by 4 meters. And we need to work out the area in meters squared. So that was question 4.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Then after question 4, which we did down here, I said, can anyone tell me how we can change 18 square meters, 18 meters squared into centimeters squared? So that's a follow-on question just to test. All right, we're getting answers of 180, 1,800. We got 180,000. We've got 1,800 again, 18,000. So we've got all kinds of different answers. I love it. Okay, let's have a look at this. Now, there are two ways. If you remember the measurement section, I'm going to quickly run through this. There's two ways you can do this. Okay, I'm going to write the dimensions again. So we've got length, which is 4,5 meters. And we've got a width or breadth. I'll put a B for breadth there. So yeah, I'm using breadth. So 4.0 meters. Okay. And if you multiply them together, you're going to get 18 meters squared. We've seen that already. All right. Now, there's two ways you can do this. Number one, you can convert these dimensions over here, length and breadth, into centimeters first. That is probably the easiest method. That's the one I recommend. We'll look at how we can do it after we've calculated the area, but I recommend doing it first. So to convert meters into centimeters, like someone mentioned, you multiply by 100 and you'll get 450 centimeters and 400 centimeters. Okay, so you can convert them into centimeters first and then multiply them together in the same sum that you did before. Okay, let me quickly do that. So area that will then be 450 times 400, and we put that on the calculator. So 450 times 400 centimeters, whoopsie, equals 180,000. It's huge. Someone mentioned that. Depur, well done. There was someone else. Chiamo, well done. Good, 180,000 centimeters squared with the units. Fantastic. Okay. Now, I believe some of you tried to change it from the answer here of 18 meters squared. Okay. So I want to show you what that looks like. There's a second way to do it. Now, if you remember the measurement course, we had units of centimeters here, and we had units of meters here. We also had kilometers, etc., etc., etc. And I said, if you want to go from meters down to centimeters, you have to times by 100. Okay, and most of you know that. All right, but if you want to go from meters squared to centimeters squared, either you do what we did here on the left, which is times each dimension by 100 first and then put in the formula, or if you get meters squared after you've tried to calculate this, what you need to do is not times by 100, but times by 100 squared. Okay, times by 100 squared. So if you're going from meters squared to centimeters squared, you times by 100 squared. Okay, let's see if that works on the calculator. All right. So I'm going to say, remember we said 4.5 meters, oopsie, 4.5 meters times 4 meters, and that gave us 18 meters squared. Well, I can take 18 meters squared, 18, and times it by 100 squared, and look at the answer. Okay, 180,000 again. Okay, so that's the second way you can do it. All right, if you know that, I'll do this again. If you know that from meters to centimeters is times by 100, then it works out that from meters squared to centimeters squared is times by 100 squared. Okay, so try and remember that. So if you want to go from your answer straight to another dimension squared, you can use that, or change the dimensions first before you put them in the formula. That's another way to do it. That's probably the easiest way to do it, the safest way. Okay. Just as a matter of interest, if you wanted to go from meters cubed to centimeters cubed, you'd have to times by 100 cubed. Okay. All right. So a little trick that you can remember. You might be able to use it in an exam. All right. So calculated question 4, calculate the area of the master bedroom in meters squared. And we had that answer for question 4. I'm going to write it out here again. area is equal to 4,5 meters times 4 meters. This is what we all did first. And we all got an answer of 18 meters squared. And I said, guys, can you change it to centimeters squared? All right, question number 5. Now, grade 10s, you're welcome to try this. In fact, I challenge you. Grade 11s, you should be able to do this type of question. All right, there's question 4. Question 5 says, if you wish to carpet the master bedroom, the one we've just been working on, from wall to wall, right? What does that mean? Carpeting from wall to wall. It means the whole area of the master bedroom, every single little floor area, every little corner. Don't worry about beds and cupboards and doors. The whole floor area of the master bedroom, the area we've just worked out. If you wish to carpet the master bedroom from wall to wall, and the carpeting costs 89 Rand 45 per square meter, excluding VAT. Remember that? This is an excluding VAT price. What will the total cost be to carpet this room, including VAT? Including VAT. So 89.45 per square meter, excluding VAT. What will it cost to carpet this wall, including VAT? All right, so you're going to use your answer from question 4 for this. That's the only hint I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you 3 minutes to do this one. All right, I hope you all are trying this one out.
Most of their videos are off, so we can't even see them being busy.
They do it on purpose. They don't want us to look. They don't want us to watch them working.
They don't want us to see them sweat.
Yeah. Don't want us to see them sweat, see them struggling. All right, Nicholas turned his video off and there we could see. So 1,851.50 including VAT. All right, Nicholas with an answer there. Good stuff. We got 102 Rand. Yeah, well, that looks very low. We got 1,610. 1,235.
Maybe he made a typing error.
Must be a typing error. Right, we give you 2 more minutes. Hope you're all trying this one. Especially the grade 11s. You should all be doing this.
There goes Tiamo again.
Yeah, my lords.
Let's not make sure.
Let's not make sure. 6,957 from Janu. Oh, it's challenging. It is a challenging question. That's
It's
15.
15%.
Yeah. All right, Karaba with an answer there, 1,611. All right, we'll give it one more minute and then we'll have a go. Okay. All right, let's have a look at this question. All right, so you wish the carpet from wall to wall. The carpet costs 89.45 per square meter, excluding VAT. What is the total cost for carpeting, including VAT? Okay, so we got a square meter area, which comes from question 4. It's over here, 80 meters squared, and they say it's 89.45 per square meter. So each one of those square meters is going to cost us 89.45. There are 18 of them. Okay, so I'm going to say cost. All right. And this is going to be excluding VAT. Just remember that. Excuse me. Cost is going to be 18 meters squared times the 89 Rand 45 per square meter. Let's get that out. So that's going to be 18 times 89.45. And that's going to give us 1610,1. So 1,610 Rand and 10 cents. Okay, this is a VAT excluding price because this 89 Rand 45 is a VAT excluding price for the carpet. We want to know what the total is including VAT. So we need to take this further and say that the cost will be, and I told you guys a shortcut with this one. So 1610,10 times 1,15. I've taught you that before. Get the calculator. So 1610.1 times 1.15, hit enter, 1851,615, 1851,615, and I'm going to round this off to 1851,62. Okay. Tabisa, I will repeat now. I will. Let's have a look and see. Someone must have been close. It was a challenging question. 1851,5. Nicholas. Nicholas was close. 1851,5. I got 1851,62. Nicholas, that was the closest. Well done. Okay, well done, Nicholas. Is not make sure. All right, let's go over it again. Okay, so let's have a look at the question. So this value in the question, yeah, this 8945 is 8945 per square meter. And we worked out that our area here on the left, there are 18 square meters in this bedroom. So each square meter must be 8945. So we multiply those two together as we did here in the top line. Oopsie. In the top line here, we said 18 meters squared times 8945, and we get a value of 1610.1 cents. That's VAT excluding. We need to include VAT on this. So we need to take 1610.1 and times by 1,15. Remember, I showed you guys that shortcut on how to calculate VAT, and that gives you 1851,615. That 61, the 1 is the second decimal. That must be changed by the 5 that's next to it to a 2. So it's 1851,62. Okay. Isivile, you don't be scared. You don't be scared. All right. Making mistakes is part of learning. If you do make a mistake, it's absolutely fine. All right. I'll make mistakes as well. Okay. Any other questions about this? Question 5, grade 11s. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Grade 10s, it was a bit of a challenge, but you will get better and better at this if you are extended and try and tackle more challenging questions. Okay. Oh, Tabiso. Tabiso, do you want to turn your mic on and then you can tell us what you're seeing on your calculator? Tabiso, do you want to talk to us? Tell us what you're seeing on your calculator.
So can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh yes, sir. Sir, I think I put the 18-meter squared times the 89
Hold on.
rand.
Sorry, say that again. You said you put 18 squared.
Yes.
Ah, okay. I think there's your mistake. All right. So I'm going to do exactly the same thing on the screen. So on the screen, on my calculator screen, have a look. 18 squared. Is that what you did? Can you see on my calculator there? If that's what you did, if you typed in that square, that could be where your mistake is. Okay. So the square, if we look at what I wrote down here. So this square, this 2, doesn't belong to the 18. That 2 belongs to the meters. All right. So it's for example, you could say 18 centimeters or 18 centimeters squared. The square doesn't belong to the 18, it belongs to the centimeters. You could also say 18 centimeters cubed. That 3 doesn't belong to the 18, it belongs to the units of centimeters. Okay. So I think that's where you make a mistake. Try it again without that square and see if you get the right answer. Okay. All right. If you guys want to, you can take a screenshot of this and then try the question yourself. You've got the dimensions there on the left. You've got the 18 meters squared for the area. You've got the question there for you. And you've got the answer here. So what you can do is take a screenshot of this and try it yourself and make sure that you get this answer as well. All right. All right, Tabiso. No problem.